Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Choosing Beggars. Story 1. The time I got yelled at by a literal beggar. Short story, I used to hang out at a music venue in a rough part of the city. Large homeless population. Lots of drugs. So beggars were there every night. Didn't really bother anyone unless maybe they were from out of town. They were all pretty respectful. Regular beggars became almost friends with regular patrons. One night a guy comes around that I haven't seen before. He asks for some money and I decide to give him $1. He then starts screaming something along the lines of, "That's it? What the fuck is wrong with you? I can't buy a beer with this." I was just dumbfounded. Bouncer told him to fuck off and I don't remember seeing him again. Story 2. I became the beggar against my will. At the local supermarket and my card is declined twice. It's a big self-service with plenty of empty checkout. After mumble cussing at the machine I walk back to the aisles leaving the bag of groceries. I'm lazy, I ain't carrying it while sorting out accounts. A bloke half my age walks up to me and says, "Yo bro, it's been tapped." My response, "What's been tapped?" Expecting a ligama-style joke. He claimed he paid for my stuff and it's alright and I got you cuz. I kept saying nah, I got the money, as he didn't look like he was rolling in money. He wouldn't have it. I went to get the receipt to refund his money or get some out, but he refuted me. People were watching. As I got near my bag and I see him nod. I follow his eyes to his GF tapping her phone on my self-service and walks off not looking at me once. The guy wished me a great day and I was destroyed. I did thank him as he walked away, as now I felt I also was being ungrateful and offensive. I love free stuff but not like that. I could have given it away out of principle, but who wants a cake froster and a bunch of gummies and coffee? Dunno if this fits here, have at it. Story 3. A message my company received. It wasn't our driver's fault either. A semi was blown onto its side in front of him. Guess he didn't see the 70+ foot truck and trailer on its side. Story 4. Joined a word of mouth group recently. Story 5. Caught a live one on FB. Got some good advice to not starve, but guess that wasn't good enough. Story 6. I too would like a free life. Story 7. Guy begging for CSGO skins over FB Marketplace. I posted a laptop for sale on Facebook Marketplace and had this guy begging me to sell my CSGO skins for way I undervalue. I honestly feel bad for this guy's girlfriend if he is begging a random person on the internet for some pixels on a screen. Story 8. I'll respect you when you pay for Uber to deliver my free food. The CEO of a Boys and Girls Club chapter has been fundraising to do a big splashy Pay It Forward campaign, which itself has come across to many as really performative and egocentric, creating recent controversy, but he posted this interaction on his FB. CB demanded food and got angry when they wouldn't Uber the food to her since she's been busy watching TV. Story 9. Got embarrassed by an old man. I was 16 at that time. When me and my friends were boarding a bus which was idle in bus stand to go to my school, an old man came inside the bus. He begged for money to everyone. I took a 5 rupee coin to give it to him. When he came to me I gave him it, but he returned it to me. He mocked me for giving him less money, saying, "If you're going to give this little, you might as well not give at all." I was really embarrassed, but in spite that I gave him a 10 Rs note. After taking it he didn't even thank me. Story 10. Can't skip dessert. Story 11. This Facebook group I'm in has a lot of posts like this. Wants her lashes done, for free. Because someone else messed them up. But will only decide to compensate down the road if she's happy with them and decides to continue getting them done. Lash fills run about 80 to 90 and up in my area. I just love the thought process of I want it freebie because someone else didn't do it right. Story 12. Facebook cat tree. I don't know if this is appropriate, as it's kind of a reverse choosing beggar. A lady posted a really worn out cat tree to FB Marketplace, like really worn out, shredded to bits with fabric completely missing in a lot of places. It was posted to pick up for free. The foundation of it was still good, however. You could tell it was made of good wood from the bare patches showing, and it was close by. My so is very handy and remodels homes professionally. The idea was we'd get it just for the structure, he'd strip it, we'd deep clean it, and then he'd re-upholster it with carpet scraps he has from past jobs for our new cat. I messaged the seller and said I could pick it up this afternoon. She responded with great, I'm asking $70. I said, oh, I thought it was free. It's listed for free. She said, I paid $200 for it, I need something for it. $50. And I said, I'm not comfortable paying for something that would need that much work. In that case I'll buy a new one. Thanks anyway. And then messages me, okay $10 but you have to come get it now. I don't know why but I almost felt bad, so I agreed to the $10 and told her I could swing by when I got out of work in a few hours. She then said, I already put it on the curb for free, if it's there you can have it for $10 if not too bad. I said, I'll text you when I get out to see if it's still there. She said, no I'm not going to wait by the phone, if it's there come knock on the door and pay me, if not oh well. I said, this is seeming like a lot of hassle to pay for something you're apparently willing to part with for free anyway, I'm no longer interested, sorry. She started blowing me up. Come get it now. You have to get it now. Someone else wants it for $50 but if you get it now I'll do $10. I messaged again to say I'm not interested. She told me to go fuck myself and unsent all of her messages. What the hell? Story 13. The type of customer my friend frequently encounters. Not sure if this belongs here, but basically, my friend runs a cookie business, and she gets these types of customers all the time. This one was actually tame compared to the rest. Edit. For people who may be wondering why custom cookies cost so much. Note that this visual says 3 hours to decorate, whereas my friend takes 4 to 6 hours to decorate the more elaborate designs. Story 14. Abusing not-for-profit volunteer organization trying to feed the needy. Local neighborhood center asking for canned and non-perishable food donations to add to Christmas hampers for needy families. They serve hot meals year-round as well. Unhinged lady starts abusing them. Story 15. I'm an 18-year-old running a small engine repair shop, been doing it for 3 years. I tried to save this guy $50 and he proceeded to lose his mind. Story 16. Bagel 2 plain. Quick one. Once a week at work, we have Bagel Club, where one member brings in a baker's dozen of Einstein's finest with a couple tubs of schmear. This was my week, but we had a few absences, so I had several left over. On my way to my car, a guy sitting on the sidewalk called out to me, please, sir, can you help me out? I'm hungry. Well, gosh, that's easily fixed. I grab a bagel from my leftovers, say, here you go, buddy, enjoy. And hand it to him. I'm already walking away when he calls after me, would it kill you to put some cream cheese on it? Story 17. Friend is mad at me because I can't spend the whole day teaching her to drive for free. I offered my friend to practice driving with me for free 2 hours x 2 times per week. I wanted to help her cause she's student and it's extremely expensive to take driving lessons here, $75/45 min. After a week of doing it, now she's expecting me to drive with her minimum 7 hours a day cause she said 2 hours is useless and not enough. I said no and now she's mad and called me a shitty friend. I get more misanthropic every time I get to really know people. Story 18. Got screwed over by a pretty major artist a while back. Story 19. Soft serve beggar. Something from earlier today. It's the middle of a heat wave, my date and I were out in town having just finished a heavy lunch from a restaurant, and we stopped at an ice cream place for dessert. After buying 2 cones, I got back my change, a €10 note and 2 €2 coins, and I was about to put it back in my wallet, when a beggar crawls out of the woodwork, clearly camping on site for exactly this opportunity. He extends his hand full of change towards me, all 10-cent or 20-cent coins, so feeling awkward, I give him one of the 2 coins I had on hand, and he thanks me. Then he watches me put the other coin and the tenner into my wallet, decides to change his mind, and gets my attention to ask me to buy him a soft serve from the machine nearby. Each of those costs a good €5, and I wasn't feeling that generous, especially after I'd already given him more than anything he'd already had on hand, so I politely said no. Cue the nastiness. When I start walking away, he steps in front of me with a frown and demands that I buy him a soft serve. When he sees me frown at him, he changes tactics and says it's because of the heat, he badly needs one. When I continue to ignore him, he starts the waterworks, telling me he has a family and 3 kids. At that point, I tell him to just give me back the €2 coin I gave him, to which he starts cussing at me till I drag my date away. Story 20. Divorcing husband of 14 years for being broke. Story 21. Expert in web development HTML, CSS and JS needed to build website for free. Story 22. I finally got one, no personal info. Massive lurker for many years now and I finally got one after selling on Vint. Not too bad but found it funny all the same. Story 23. CB has a sweet tooth and wants more than money. Me and my dad were in the car waiting for my mom at a parking lot while she was getting whatever. We see a homeless man dumpster diving, not judging. He spots us then runs over to us faster than I could blink. He starts asking us for some money, my dad gives him some money and tells him he can grab something to eat with it. He thanks my dad then leaves. He comes back not 5 minutes later, this time asking for chocolate. We tell him that we had just given him money, and that was too specific for us to have. Story 24. Free champagne not good enough for some. I live and work in Ibiza. In the summer of 2000 I was working for a particular club, and to help with promotion of this club, we had some of the DJs from our club night play at a local popular bar. These pre-parties were a great chance to promote your event and sell tickets. Part of the role of your headlining DJs was to make an appearance at the pre-party, usually to play. So one day, we had a pre-party and a particularly famous DJ that I hadn't met until that moment was there to play. I introduced myself and asked if he wanted anything. He said he was hungry, so I got him some food and whatever he wanted to drink. He proceeded to play and then some friends of his showed up to say hi and socialize. It was at this point I thought that it would be a really nice way to show our appreciation for him playing, but also to help with entertaining his friends, that I decided to bring over a bottle of champagne. He didn't ask for it, but I thought it would be a nice and appreciated surprise. As soon as I brought it over, I said thank you for coming today, it's been a pleasure etc. etc. He took one look at the bottle of Moët Chandon in the ice bucket, opened and ready to pour, and instead of saying thank you, he just said, have you not got anything better than that? There was a pause of silence. I wasn't sure what to say, so my young brain just said it's free, because here's me on minimum wage not understanding the concept of turning away a bottle of free champagne, something I'd never even tasted at that point in my life. He responded, obviously it's free, but I don't drink that shit, can't you bring me something better? So I had to go back to the bar and give back the bottle and then proceed to bring back a bottle that was 5 times more expensive and give it to him. He didn't say thank you or even really acknowledge the bottle or me. He just took the bottle and started pouring it for his friends. To this day he is still the rudest celebrity I have ever met. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.